He ruined my life for profit. So I took everything back. They say powerful men don't get their hands dirty. That's a lie. They just hire people like me to clean up afterward. My name is Callan Drexler. And before a billionaire decided my life was a disposable variable, I was nobody worth remembering. Which is exactly why he chose me. I wasn't poor in the dramatic sense. No eviction notices taped to the door. No ramen for every meal montage. I had a stable job at a logistics firm, a modest townhouse in North Phoenix, a wife who smiled less each year, and a 10-year-old daughter who believed her father could fix anything with duct tape and patience. That illusion mattered to me. My wife, Serena, used to say stability was sexier than money. She stopped saying that the year Virex Holdings bought the company I worked for and gutted it from the inside. 300 people gone in a week. I survived the first cut. That should have scared me more than it did. 6 months later, my workload doubled. My pay didn't. Meetings became colder. Emails became shorter. Words like efficiency and streamlining floated through hallways like warning sirens no one wanted to hear. Then the rumors started. Another restructuring. People panicked. I stayed quiet. Silence feels safer when you're afraid. It's also exactly what predators count on. That's when I received the email. Confidential. Executive floor. 7:30 p.m. No agenda. No explanation. I wore my only suit. When I stepped into the conference room, Lysander Rowe was already seated. He wasn't loud. Wasn't flashy. No gold watch. No performance. Just a charcoal suit, a calm posture, and eyes that looked like they measured people the way investors measure risk. Callan, he said, like we'd met before. You're very good at what you do. I didn't respond. Men like him don't invite you up to praise you. I need someone adaptable, he continued. He slid a folder across the table. Inside were internal metrics, compliance breakdowns, operational flags, things someone at my level should never see. I need you to identify inefficiencies, he said, quietly. He didn't say the word sabotage. He didn't need to. Delay approvals. Flag minor discrepancies. Misroute shipments. Freeze authorizations. Small things. Invisible things. When departments underperformed, they were eliminated. When teams missed numbers, they were restructured. When bonuses vanished, morale collapsed. And I kept telling myself it wasn't personal. Until Serena came home early one Thursday afternoon, sat at the kitchen table, and stared at nothing. They said my role no longer aligns with the company's future. Her company had been acquired 3 months earlier. By Virex Holdings. The same sentence. The same phrasing. The same architect. That was the first night I understood something critical. The Billionaire'S dirty game doesn't spare its own pieces. It reuses them until they break. Serena began looking at me differently after that. Not accusing. Not screaming. Just studying. You knew this was coming, didn't you? She asked once. I said nothing, because the truth would have shattered us faster. Or at least that's what I believed. Then one Monday morning, without warning, my badge stopped working. My access was revoked. My company email vanished. No meeting. No handshake. No thank you. Just an automated message thanking me for my contributions. Lysander Rowe never spoke to me again. The billionaire had finished with his piece. And that should have been the end of my story. He expected me to disappear. Struggle. Fade into statistics. Men like him always assume the board resets when they clear it. What he didn't know was that I had seen behind the curtain. I knew how the game worked. And once you understand the rules, you can burn the board down legally. But first, I had to learn just how deep the rot went. Because what I thought was corporate greed was something far worse. The game was bigger than me. Losing my job didn't destroy me. What destroyed me was the phone call 3 weeks later. Came at 2:14 in the morning. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Mr. Drexler? Calm voice asked. This is Detective Harrow from Maricopa County. When law enforcement uses your full name at 2 a.m., your brain skips straight to catastrophe. It's your former colleague, Damon Kincaid. Damon had worked in compliance. Smart. Careful. the kind of guy who triple-checked everything. He was found in his car tonight. Single vehicle accident. Pause. No skid marks. My stomach dropped. Damon had been one of the first departments flagged for non-compliance. By me. Officially, it was ruled an accident. Unofficially, Damon had filed an internal ethics complaint 2 days before he died. And that complaint named Virex Holdings, named restructuring manipulation, named falsified performance triggers, named Lysander Rowe. I know this because 3 days after his funeral, a manila envelope appeared in my mailbox. No return address. Inside was a flash drive, and one line written in blue ink. You helped them. Now help finish it. I stared at it for a long time. Then I plugged it in. What I found wasn't corporate restructuring. It was orchestration. Virex didn't just acquire struggling companies. They destabilized stable ones. They used insiders, people like me, to manufacture inefficiencies. They tanked departments deliberately to drop valuation metrics. They bought back stock quietly. Then they rebuilt the very divisions they destroyed. Under shell subsidiaries, a triple profit. And the employees? Collateral, insurance write-offs, asset liquidation variables, lives converted into margin percentages. And buried inside those files was something worse. A long-term projection model, 10-year outlook, projected casualty numbers, divorce rates, foreclosure spikes, mental health claims. They weren't blind to the damage. They calculated it. They priced it in. The billionaire wasn't reacting to chaos. He was engineering it. That's when I saw my name. Callan Drexler, internal asset classification. Disposable. Projected outcome. Financial strain within 18 months. Marital instability within 24. Divorce probability, 63%. I stopped breathing. They had modeled my marriage, my family, my collapse, like weather patterns. And then I saw something that made my hands shake. Projected high-risk variables included dependent minor Maeve Drexler. Projected educational downgrade within 3 years if household income drops below threshold. They weren't just playing with markets. They were predicting my daughter's future like it was a chess move. That was the moment anger finally replaced shock. Lysander Rowe hadn't just ruined my career. He had run simulations on my child. I tried to stay calm, because revenge fueled by ego burns fast. But revenge fueled by protection? That lasts. I didn't want his money. I didn't want headlines. I wanted him to feel what it's like, to be reduced to a variable. And this time, I wasn't going to be disposable. Watch out for part 2. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like for more videos.